As a matter of fact, we have so many things happening in Nigeria these days. But then, I think one of the very important things that we need to talk about is tax education. Because a lot of people don't have the idea of how these things works. and I have an expert that will be joining me on the conversation as we proceed. But then, I think Nigerians need to understand the tax bill. First of all, the President Tinubu's tax bill. Some persons know that there is a tax bill that has been an issue, a topic that people have been talking about for a very long time. The transmission of 4 bills that aim to overhaul Nigeria's tax system to the National Assembly is something that a lot of people have been talking about. 2 weeks ago, the President Bola Tinubu sparked debate in the polity about the purpose of the bill. Some persons don't know the purpose of this bill, but there is a reason why this bill, all right, is there. When are you supposed to pay tax? What are the types of tax that we're talking about right here? These are some of the major things that I'll be looking at today, as my guest will soon arrive the studio, because he is actually being held up in traffic. Okay, so as it is right now, we'll look at a few things about the tax bill. Nigerians have received the news with mixed feeling, while others have chosen to wait for details before commenting on the development. There is no basis to entertain any fear about this bill. If anything, Nigerians are going to commend President Tinubu for focusing on laying a solid foundation that will ensure the fiscal stability of the country. I think one of the things that has happened to the society, to businesses, in fact to the economy in recent times is instability. Okay, instability. You cannot come up to say, in few days, this is what it's going to happen. In 3 weeks' time, this is what is going to happen. In 4 weeks' time, this is what is going to happen. And it's part of the reason Nigerians are saying whatever you are telling us, whether the tax bill to be passed, whether Nigerians need to endure, whether the economy will be revamped, whether money in circulation will need to be halted for a while, whether the old currency needs to be moved out of the scene, whether or not dollar is going to be the same thing with naira in this country. Why these things are supposed to have timelines? That's what some persons are saying, because a lot of people are saying these things shouldn't be happening. If you want to talk about tax bill, Nigerians are saying this shouldn't be happening at this very particular point in time. But this is one thing with Nigerians. A lot of people are divided over this issue. Some persons are saying at the end of the day, you have reasons to thank the president for coming up with this idea. Some other persons will say, by the time they are done with you, you will know that these things are not just the way we think they are. All right. The 4 executive bill seeks to tidy up the fiscal policy and legislation environment in the country. They are the Nigerian Tax Bill, the Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, Nigerian Revenue Service Established Bill, and of course, Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. This bill seeks to translate the recommendations of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, chaired by Taiwo Oyedele, into an implementable legislative framework for the benefit of Nigerians. For the benefit of Nigerians. That's the area that actually caught my fancy. If it is going to be for the benefit of Nigerians, let me tell you something. Nigerians are not saying, because as a matter of fact, Nigerians have been paying taxes long ago. Long ago, Nigerians have been paying taxes. But sometimes we will also ask questions. What is the taxpayers' money being used for? Because you look at the health sector, you wonder what is happening. The rate at which people are dying, the rate at which health care is no longer affordable in the country. But people are paying taxes. Taxes are paid directly or indirectly. because there are transactions you do, their taxes are being deducted, even unknown to you. Nigerians are paying these taxes, but even though all these, the 4 types of bills that I've actually enumerated here, it's for the benefit of Nigeria. There's no doubt about that, because I know no well-meaning Nigerian will want to do anything that will add more injury, more pain to what Nigerians are going through right now. But then I think the people need to be educated. A lot of orientation needs to be done, because in this country there are some persons that still evade tax. Someone said something sometimes back, so I think some years ago, that tax is just being paid by a few individuals. Some persons who really have the money, who are supposed to pay these taxes, don't even pay it. But then, how did we actually get here? Who are the people? The Federal Inland Revenue Service, the local governments collect their own revenue. We have people who are saddled with the responsibility of this tax collection. We call them tax collectors. What exactly? I think one of the things that should be done, all right, my guest will join me very soon. He's being held up in traffic, so he's going to join me very soon. But then, as we wait for him, we need to educate ourselves. We need to know a few things about what tax is all about, who is supposed to pay tax and who is not supposed to pay tax, and how is this money being used. All right, because a lot of people, sometimes, most times, not even sometimes, most of the times, you hear people complaining, but this taxpayers' money, what is it really being used for? Because the schools are not there, the healthcare is not there, the social amenities are not there, the roads are not there. What exactly is the money being used for? Is it the same money some persons are struggling, fighting to get into some public offices so that they can get their own share of it? Is it the same money that some people are paying and some other persons are not paying? How many people have you heard, or maybe because I will always say this, there was a time that the president even asked his ministers to go to the media, speak to the people, tell the people what you are doing, how you are affecting lives. Your constituencies need to know what you are doing as a House of Reps member. These things can be put to the public space so that the people can know how you're faring. And in the same vein, what the taxpayers' money is being used for should be made known. They should know that this is the thing, these are the things rather that this money is being used for. But when this money is being collected and somebody is sitting on it and there is no orientation, somebody is invading tax and the person feels that he or she is doing the right thing because they feel, well, even if I pay this tax, it's going to end up in somebody's pocket. A lot of people need to be orientated. A lot of people need to be educated. A lot of people need to be informed. Let's talk about power a little bit. How many people are even enjoying power? We heard of what happened to transmission stations in Benin and Delta State, and Bayelsa or Yenagoa. These are the kind of things that calls for attention. Judiciously put this money into use, and Nigerians will even be eager to pay, because the tax that we're talking about here, apart from people who operate big companies, big business owners, people who do big, gigantic transactions, I think the poor people don't even pay much. And there was something in the papers yesterday, all right, where the president was talking about the fact that the poor will not be meant to pay certain taxes. These are the kind of education that Nigerians need, because if you are not informed someone will come and use your brain, collecting monies from you that they are not supposed to collect. Then you begin to talk. How much of this money being collected is even being remitted? I heard of a state. At a particular point in time, there was a woman who was in charge of revenue. All right. I think, that state, the state's internally generated revenue, someone was sitting on it and they said, well, this is her own settlement. Why should that be? These are monies that should be used for developing the state. But somebody, just one person, is sitting on it, which is not supposed to be. These are the kind of things that we should be talking about as a nation. Let me just intimate you about some things. It is common knowledge that one factor which has continued to impede efficiency in Nigeria's tax system has negatively impacted revenue is the multiplicity of taxes. President Tinubu, in his inauguration speech, had pledged to address the issue of multiple taxation and remove all hurdles against investment in the country. The multiplicity of taxes is one of the issues that the Nigerian tax bill seeks to end. This will certainly bring relief to corporate Nigerians. Imposition of tax by more than one agency or level of government without a shadow of a doubt constitutes a chokehold on businesses, especially micro and small businesses as well as individuals. This is what we're saying. This one is coming, is collecting. We are from here. This one is coming, is collecting. I was somewhere and they came to knock at a door in a plaza. The man ended up giving his phone number. Where are you coming from? I'm coming from so agency. You are supposed to pay so money for this so period of time. Is this official? Are they proofs that you're coming from this place? And it will even amaze you that a lot of people are paying multiple taxes that they are not even supposed to pay. A lot of agencies, a lot of people are coming up to collect monies in the name of taxes. And Nigerians don't even know who is supposed to collect this money. But these individuals are very innocent because the necessary education they don't have. And they are being victimized. These are the kind of things we should look at. Well, I think it is of an immense importance that we get to know who is saddled with the responsibility of collecting tax, and the agencies should also do well to make sure whoever it is that is collecting this tax, all right, is being known by the public, shown to the public, evidences that these monies are being remitted. All right, because some people collect this money and they divert it. It will even amaze you that some persons will give you personal numbers to pay these taxes into, which is not supposed to be. But what are the authorities doing about it? Well, we're going on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and the conversation continues. Stay with us. It's good to have you right there. It is still Global Morning, the weekend edition. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course, we're talking about tax education in Nigeria, the tax bill especially, and of course, the multiplicity of tax payment in Nigeria. But now, we are back. This time, we want to talk about something different, and that's about the loan. The loan. I know every country, as a matter of fact, takes loan, not just Nigeria alone. So we need to establish that. Loan is not something that is peculiar to Nigeria alone. But when it is in excess, Nigerians begin to ask questions and they begin to wonder why the constant loan taking. As of yesterday, there was a statement that came from the former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, talking about Atiku, who has faulted Tinubu's 1.7 trillion naira fresh loan amid lawmakers' swift approval. I think Atiku was trying to say, why was that approval so fast? Okay, that's one of his problems. That's one of the issues he's pointing out. Then another one is, why taking loan in a time like this? Because Nigerians will tell you sometimes these loans are being taken and we need to feel the impact of this loan. At least let's have food on the table for a while. At least let's get to move from one place to the other, being able to get fuel for a while. But some persons may want to say, Atiku is always talking, because he's on opposition. He doesn't like the administration, the ruling party. That's the reason he's talking. But then, in some rumors, there are atoms of truth. We are not trying to say what Atiku has said is positive, 100%. That's not what we're saying. But then, in every criticism, there must be something to take out of it. All right? No criticism is 100% null and void. There must be something that should be taken out of it. Let me just look at the papers. That was yesterday. The Guardian of yesterday has it that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has slammed President Bola Tinubu's appetite for loans following the swift passage of the president's fresh request to borrow 1.77 trillion, that's approximately $2.2 billion, in support of the 28.7 trillion naira for the 2024 budget. Okay. And as a matter of fact, he said this is the Lagos Chamber of Commerce expressed strong concern over Nigeria becoming third highest debtor to the International Development Association, that is IDA. Nigeria, listen. I think that's why I said in every criticism, there may be something to take home. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce expressed concern over the fact that Nigeria is third highest debtor to the International Development Association, that is IDA. Third highest debtor. That's Nigeria. Look at our economy. Look at what Nigerians are facing. This money that is being borrowed, what is it really used for? Is this money going into a particular pocket? Do we have people, all right, who check how this money comes in and what is being used for? Is it that the people giving out this money, lending this money, have an agenda? Is it that they just want to give you, the moment you ask, they give you because, you know, probably you're capable of paying? You have a debt that you've not paid yet, you're taking more debt. And the Lagos Chamber of Commerce are worried. It's a thing of concern because we need so much to be pumped into the economy of the nation to get us out of where we are. Is this the right time to borrow more money? Is it the right time to go seek for this kind of humongous fund? These are the kind of things we should be thinking about. It is not just Atiku Abubakar alone, but Lagos Chamber of Commerce also expressing worries, strong worries, over the fact that Nigeria, our country, your country, my country, is the highest, third highest debtor. All right? Apart from the World Bank, okay, that actually provide grant and low interest loan to help the world's poorest countries like Nigeria. With the approval of Tinubu's latest loan request to fund the remaining 6 weeks of this year, Nigeria's total debt has hit an all-time high of 136 trillion naira. 136 trillion naira. The money, listen, there are things we need to get right. All right, there are things we need to get right. We're not just saying these things because we want to say it, but we are saying these things because Nigerians are getting worried. They are becoming worried already. Okay, and something needs to be done, or else. The truth is this: people are going through so much, and doing any other thing to affect the economy than it has affected it so far, I don't think it will be to the benefit of Nigerians. I don't think it will be of interest to Nigerians. And it could be part of the reason the former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is actually coming up with this. Then the Lagos Chamber of Commerce are also crying out. It's a thing of concern, all right? As a matter of fact, in what would be a record set by the 10th National Assembly, the president's request was immediately approved under 48 hours. Then you begin to ask questions. Who have sat to go through this? Have there been committees set up just within 48 hours to approve this kind of money? Has what this money is going to be used for spelled out? When you say the remaining 6 months, it's ambiguous. What and what do you tend to achieve in these 6 months? Do we have a blueprint? Do we have something we're looking forward to? These are the kind of questions Nigerians are asking. The reason is this: the media, all right, the media have a lot of role to play, because people meet you anywhere and they discover that you are a media person, you are a journalist. They want to ask you questions as if you know everything. That's what Nigerians feel. So sometimes when we're talking, we're speaking the minds of the people, what the people feel. So Nigerians at this point are getting worried about what this money will be used for, and if this is the right time to borrow more money additional to what we have borrowed, 130 something trillion naira. It's the debt, being the third highest debtor. Remember, some of these loans that have been taken does not have low interest rates like the World Bank do have. Where is this loan coming from? How soon is it going to be paid? For how long is the interest going to run? These are some of the questions that we should be asking. So as it is right now, Nigerians are worried. The approval came in just 48 hours. All right. In the Thursday plenary, following the presentation of a report by the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, chaired by Senator Aliyu Wamako, the Sokoto North senator, the Senate President had given the committee 24 hours to turn in the report for the Senate's consideration. This is so fast. And these are the kind of things that make Nigerians want to think some of these persons are actually in office to please their masters. Because when you do some things, all right, that is not to the interest of the people you claim to be representing, the people will want to think maybe you are there because you want to lobby your way somewhere, as the case may be. That's what Nigerians are thinking. So sometimes when we are doing certain things, we should know that there is somebody watching, there is somebody. I was speaking with a colleague a few days ago, and I told my colleague, I said, children now don't even learn from what you teach them anymore, but they learn more from what they see you do. If we're trying to repair the country, trying to get democracy right, try to get rid of corruption, try to revamp the economy, try to stabilize our naira, then there are certain things we need to do, because there are people watching us. There are people who are behind us. They are watching what we are doing. People are understudying. And for that reason, we need to do things the right way so that we can get the right result. I think I would want to stop at this point, because what we're trying to do is just to educate ourselves and make you know that whatever happens, the government owe you the responsibility of making sure you are not hungry. All right. I think the Minister of Agriculture is doing so much, but then this is not something that you can just leave to one person. Okay. With time, we may be having him on our program, some of our programs here, so that he can talk to us, and there will be a lot of revelations. But then the government needs to do more. This is not something that just the Ministry of Agriculture. This hunger is gone beyond just the Ministry of Agriculture alone, even though they are the conduit pipe through which the government can handle certain situations that has to do with hunger. So let's just keep all hands on deck, keep hope alive, look inwards. What can you do to help yourself, to help your immediate family? You should also think of what you can do to help Nigeria. All right, not what Nigeria can do for you all the time, not what the government can do for you all the time. This is going to be the size of our discussion, our conversation for today. I want to apologize for the fact that my guest couldn't meet up due to the marathon going on. The road is blocked. The military blocked the road, the marathon. They couldn't move. His car couldn't move. They are not allowing people to pass. And there is a whole lot of gridlock. There's traffic. That's the reason he couldn't join me on the conversation, the second conversation today. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has been with us from the time we got started until now. Don't forget that Global Television is always there to bring you to speed with every news and current affair details that you need to know, the entertainment you can take away, and everything that will make you stay informed, and of course help you also be on top of your game. You can get on Global Television. So all you have to do rather is to stay connected. We're on DSTV channels 365, and of course we are also on Star Times channel 276, then also on Nicomsat, so that you can be up to speed, because you deserve to know. And that's the reason we are upping our games on a daily basis to make sure we serve you, we give you the best that you actually deserve. Stay with us. After now, more programs will be coming on your way, but this is the end of the weekend edition of Global Morning. My name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Thanks for staying with us. Bye-bye for now.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from.
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
The struggle, the ASU strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.